know the best marketing ideas to sell your home? Well, you might be wondering, why would I give you my very best ideas? Really, there are two reasons. Number one, you may or may not even live in my marketplace. If you do live in Boca Raton and you're considering selling a home, of course, I would love to talk to you. But probably you live in another market. This is a video on YouTube after all. Maybe you can share some of these ideas with your agent. If you haven't found an agent yet, don't be shy. If you put down in the comments or message me, I'm happy to help you if I can. All right, so for my sellers especially, I have created a video playlist of some of the ways that you can best get your home sold. So this video is of course about marketing ideas. There's also one about staging, interviewing agents, and repairs that you need to make before selling your home. So be sure to check that out. All right, so a marketing plan is responsible for probably 50% of how well a property does on the market. So it's really, really important. So I'm going to drill down to my very best marketing ideas. I'm keeping it as a bulletproof list, bullet point list. I guess I think it's bulletproof, but it is a bullet pointed list. If you have questions or want more information, please don't be shy. I will answer every single one of your comments. All right, so let's start with our pre-listing preparation. So this is going to include getting the house completely ready and staged and what I like to call show ready. Then we go into professional photography. So this is an area, in my opinion, it's not even negotiable. Regardless of price point, location, absolutely your agent should be springing for professional photography. Depending on the property, you may want drone photography, from the air, may want location shots, maybe you would like to have some twilight shots, but at a minimum, professional photography package is not negotiable. For any home over a certain price point, depending on your market, is going to depend what that is. In my opinion, you absolutely should have a floor plan done. You should have someone come, measure each and every room, and provide the buyer with a floor plan for future reference. That would be part of what I call the buyer collateral package. So I like to put together a professional brochure. It has professional photographs. There's a URL that goes to a landing page. There's some buyer resources in there, some information about the local marketplace. Some people may not be familiar with the city that you're in, and it should be a little bit about the buying process included with that. So all of that is a collateral package that is given to a buyer at each and every showing. It should also be available digitally, particularly in this day and age. So number two is your online presence. So if your agent puts things in the MLS, like we all do, then there is a certain amount of syndication that happens semi-automatically. So basically, it goes into the MLS, it goes out to like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, and then some agents like to advertise, over 200 websites. So there are a lot of little niche websites where that data gets distributed. A little bit of a higher tier is when your agent is part of a really robust brokerage, with a lot of outreach. They may have international connections, etc. I'm with Douglas Elliman. We have an affiliation with Knight Frank Residential, which is the largest brokerage in Asia and Europe. So, for example, that's meaningful because your listing then is pushed out to those markets. So be sure to ask your agent where else it is being presented online. So beyond the syndication, I like to do a property-specific web page with a landing page. So I mentioned in the pre-property presentation, as part of that buyer package, there's a URL specific to your property, and there a buyer could go and see photos, videos, floor plan, resources, all of that. We can even just text them that information. So it makes it really efficient for a buyer to quickly get the information that they're asking for about your house. We want to make this really easy for the buyer. Number three, social media. So social media is such a driver of real estate these days. It's like not even debatable. Your real estate agent should absolutely have a written social media plan. How is your property going to be exposed? Where? Is it going to be stories? Is it going to be photos? Is it going to be videos? Are there going to be paid ads? Are they going to use geo-targeting? They should be doing all of these things and more. So be sure to ask for your agent to explain what is your social media plan. Then we get into, we'll take it in the other extreme. Let's go to some old school advertising. So in many markets, direct mail is very effective. There should be maybe some magazine advertising and even, gasp, newspaper advertising. Depending on your marketplace, these may be effective. Be sure to ask your agent about what old school tactics that they use as well to market your property. Then we have, speaking of old school, good old-fashioned elbow grease, which is outreach. So many agents are going to take the listing and then they're going to do an email blast. They're going to do perhaps a phone call. They're going to ramp up and phone call everybody in their database in terms of like buyers who may potentially be interested. They may also reach out to their real estate network, and they're going to want to do outbound marketing for your property. They may even, not very many do this, but they may even do in-person seminars. So in some markets, that would be like your agent presents your home at a first-time buyer seminar. They may put on seminars for first-time buyers. I tend to go up to New York and sometimes up through Canada to present on behalf of Douglas Elliman about the luxury real estate market. And then I'm able to talk about, case studies of my own listings here in Florida to illustrate a point or two. So sometimes your agent will take it on the road and further the outreach. Number 6 is events. So right now, events are a little challenging, right? We're in the wake of COVID, so a lot of events have gone virtual. So an event that could happen in person could also happen virtually. I'm a big fan of VIP broker events. I'm a big fan of neighborhood-only previews, and I'm a big fan of mega open houses. So although doing these digitally comes with its own set of challenges, in some ways it's actually easier for a buyer to attend an event, especially if they're from out of area. And number 7, which is not strictly speaking marketing, maybe. It kind of bridges between sales and marketing. I call it showing savvy. So when a buyer does come to the house, many times a real estate agent will just hand them an MLS sheet and say, okay, have a look, let me know if you have questions. That's not what you want. What you want is your agent to be preparing a pitch specifically tailored to different buyer groups, documenting, like what are the features and benefits of this particular house? Why is this house special compared to everything else on the market? And then helping that buyer to understand why your property is the one that they should choose. This is also going to carry over into, in our current marketplace, virtual showing. So it's even more important that there is some sort of a polished presentation available for buyers who are going to have a look at your house, especially virtually. So the best marketing plan should be customized to your specific property. So it could be all of these things. It could be some of these things. I recommend talking to your agent and having a good conversation about what specifically they're going to be doing for you in terms of marketing your property for sale. Regardless of where you are, hiring an agent with a really strong sphere of influence who can get the word out about your property is going to make a difference for you. I'm curious, do you out there have some great marketing ideas that maybe I didn't include in this video? Go on down to the comments and let me know what those are. I'd be really curious to hear your best marketing secrets, especially if you're a real estate agent who happens to be watching. I have an Instagram profile. My handle is @Rochelle.TV. We do a lot of really fun content there, property tours and things like that I think you might really enjoy. Please consider following that account. And we did do a few other videos in this same sort of theme about getting a home sold. So staging, positioning the property, repairs, interviewing an agent. I do have a few videos. Be sure to check out that playlist. Thanks so much for joining me for this video. I'm Rochelle.TV, bringing you the very best of Boca Raton luxury real estate. See you next time.